Welcome to today's best trade setups. My name is Benjamin Poole, head trader here at verifiedinvesting.com. What we're looking at is the US 10-year is getting a little bit of a bid right before that upswing trend line of support that I was mentioning in the last video. USO is catching a little bit of a bid as well. And more importantly, the SOXX, the big ETF for the semiconductors, could be putting in an engulfing reversal candle. Let's go ahead and check out the first chart is US 10-year. Here's this upswing trend line. You got a pivot low here, secondary hit, just got close to that 10-year yield high pivot point that I was mentioning about $4 or 4.433 is where I was expecting it to get a bounce off of. And we're getting a little bit of a bid before that. Now that we're below this low pivot of support or this high pivot of support at 4.486, this is going to be your resistance level. If we do get back above that, because we didn't make a real continuation move, then it opens the door to get back up to 4.556. This could continue to put a little bit more pressure on what's going on with the US stock market. Here's a chart of the USO. We did fall a little bit. We're still below this upswing trend line of support on the USO chart. I was mentioning that here's this major pivot top here, as well as all of this price consolidation at $124.11 on the chart of the USO. Now, because we've made a continuation move below this upswing trend line, if we do head up a little bit higher, because this was a high pivot point, got rejected off of this level. If it does get up to 138.66, this would be like a retrace to the scene of the crime. And so this is where you could look to go short on the chart of USO, knowing you've got additional resistance at about $150 on this chart of USO. ASTS is getting close to that major resistance level. Have this pivot top that goes back to the 30th of January 2026 before this massive sell-off. This tells me that there are still a lot of people who could potentially be stuck inside of this red bar candle and the pivot top. So if we do break above $130, I would be looking to short this thing today and looking for about a 2 to 3% pullback. This would be more for a day trade. We are starting to get overly extended. So this is going to be a major rejection area on ASTS if it can get up to that level. I would look to stop out on a 15-minute closing basis above that high pivot point, and then look to re-enter it at above $140 if we can get that kind of a push. MU Micron surged to the upside. It got up to as high as $985 in the pre-market. And from that level, this is about a 10% pullback. So like I was mentioning yesterday, here's this upswing trend line. Pivot low here, secondary hit, third hit. Price retested it on the underside once it became resistance, fell back below, came back above, closed above, made a continuation move today. However, now that we're slightly negative, I do anticipate MU pulling back below this upswing trend line. Once that does happen, then all of a sudden it opens the door back down to about $776.01. This is the area that I would go long for a day trade on MU if we can get out down there in the next few days. Monday or Tuesday would be a great opportunity for us. A quick scalp, knowing I've got the additional support at $750.46, prior red bar candle high, and a gap in the charts that still needs to be filled. So we've got to monitor what's going on with this upswing trend line to give us additional confirmation on, are we going to push higher, or are we going to get the major pullback that the charts are indicating that should happen? NVIDIA, if you would have gotten in on a long play yesterday at $212.47, for a day trade, that would have been a great opportunity. You could have taken, a 1% move to the upside. Now, look at what's going on in NVIDIA. MU was surging. AMD was surging. Not Oracle. ARM was surging. AMD was surging. NVIDIA continuing the sell-off. This is showing you that although these chip stocks are really popular, this is telling me that there's a little bit more of a rotation into those stocks, but not necessarily the entire sector. And so we're getting this nice sell-off. Today, what I'd be looking at, prior gap in the charts, as well as a lot of price consolidation. So $206.88 is my trade today. If we can get another move to the downside, if we close around 206.88, then all of a sudden, this upswing trend line had been canceled. And now we're in a different market environment. Now, all of a sudden, NVIDIA gets a lot more bearish, doesn't guarantee that you're going to continue the sell-off. What I wait for is a retrace for the bulls to try to push this back up, hit this upsloping trend line around $220, and that's where I'd look to short the trade for NVIDIA, knowing that this was prior support, broke, confirmed, or continued the move to the downside. Bulls tried to retake it, control, and that's where you're likely to get a nice sell-off in NVIDIA. If it does break 206.88, it does open the door to 195.26. So a couple different ways to play this depending on your risk factor. SOXX could be putting in an engulfing reversal candle. So what happened is the SOXX opened up at $584.65. If it closes below this low pivot right here at $555.36, this would put in an engulfing reversal candle. Engulfing reversal candles are great reversal signals, indicating that the buying pressure is now over and the bears are taking control. We're not there yet. We are slightly below it, but we haven't closed. So we got to see what happens with the closing price on the SOXX. And this is a semiconductor sector index fund. So this is going to be a major player in what's going on in the semiconductor sector itself. Into it, nice support at this $306.61 level. Now that we've caught support several different times and we've waited 3 to 5 days after earnings, I'm really liking this 306.61 level for a long play. Now, there is additional resistance on the way up. Here's this down sloping trend line. Pivot top here, secondary hit, third, fourth hit, price consolidated, earnings report flushed it. This is telling me that if price action does get back up, you have this little pivot in the charts right here at $341, as well as possibly a secondary hit of this down sloping trend line. This is where you're looking to take profits if you're long on this level. Now, if it does flush below 306.61 with the markets continuing to sell off, then you're looking at a downside move to about $283.26. This is where I would love to play this for a day trade today if we do get a continued sell-off. LMND, upsloping trend or downsloping trend line, pivot top here, secondary hit, came close to that third hit. So what we have to do is we actually have to adjust our trend line just slightly based on current price action. So as you can see, the sellers are eyeing this downsloping trend line. It got rejected off this downsloping trend line. So what I'm looking to happen is price to get back down to $52.37. See what price action does. If it can consolidate into the apex of this wedge pattern, then all of a sudden it opens a door for a potential breakout. Then it takes the likelihood of price action getting back up to $67.85. But if it does break to the downside, you're looking at a move to $48.13. So I'm not necessarily a buyer or a shorter yet. What we have to do is monitor this downsloping trend line to see what happens for us to get additional price information. DE still needs to drop a little bit more. 507.74 is still that level that I'd be looking at to play this for a day trade. Again, it needs to consolidate a little bit more, and then we can get a flush out. This would be a day trade in the next few days. AutoZone, not quite down to that level. Now, this is a more aggressive level because of the continued sell-off. So we did have a nice bounce. It got up as low as pierce of $3,000, bounced over $100, and now it's coming back in. So this is more of an aggressive level because now we're having additional selling pressure. Still like this level at 29.79.96. As you can see in the charts, it's a low pivot, so you should get a bounce on a technical basis. Now, this takes us all the way down to 26.0825. Let me go ahead and remove that. This is the low pivot or a high pivot point here. Price consolidated, try to get above, gap below it was resistance, and then all of a sudden it broke out. So for a swing trade level, I'd be looking at 26.0825 for a swing trade. Zscaler has had this huge drop to the downside. So my long level today, 125.20 for those of you who are a little bit more aggressive. You would look for that to break, dollar cost average down all the way to $122.68. This is a gap in the charts. This is not a major gap, but this is a minor gap in the charts that still hasn't been filled. So if we do flush 125.20 for those of aggressive traders, that's where you would look to dollar cost average all the way down to. more conservative traders, you look for 122.68 to enter the trade with that gap fill. For a swing trade, I'm looking at $114.63 for a long trade on ZS Skiller. So that's what I have for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys are getting something out of this, please make sure you're liking, following, subscribing, and sharing with those friends so that way they can get the same information. And we'll see you guys next time in the charts. You guys have a great rest of your day. And take care.